The New York Knicks have defeated the Boston Celtics once again, 121 to 113 in a thriller. A thriller at Madison Square Garden. Let's freaking go, Knicks. Let's go. Let's go to the box score. The Knicks win 121-113, like I just said. Jalen Brunson, 39 points, 12 assists. Karl-Anthony Towns at 23 and 11. Mikal Bridges, huge game, 23 and 7. Not pictured here. OG Anunoby had 20 for the Celtics. Jayson Tatum, 42, 8 and 4. We'll get to his torn Achilles, what it looks like at least, in a bit. Derek White, 23 points on 6-11 3-point shooting. And Jaylen Brown, 20 points, 7 rebounds. I'm going to do this out of respect. Story of the game, Jayson Tatum goes down in what seems to be a huge Achilles injury. And as much as the Knicks going up 3-1 affects the outlook of what these playoffs look like, I think the Tatum injury even more does so, right? I think if you're a Celtics fan, if you're an objective basketball fan, based off of what you've seen the Celtics do to the Knicks all year this year, based off the fact that the Celtics have literally taken a 15-point lead in every single one of their matchups except for one, I think, this year, I think even with the Knicks going up 3-1, which I wholeheartedly believe they would have went up 3-1 in this game if Jayson Tatum did finish that game. OG Anunoby's breakaway dunk made it a 9-point game with like 3 minutes left. I'm willing to bet that the Knicks would have won that game. So that series still wouldn't have been over, right? Like, you have Jayson Tatum, you're going back to Boston, and a team that, you have no problem building large leads against. You are the best team in the league. It is what it is. But Tatum going down, as a Knicks fan, I can empathize with it, right? I mean, last year the Knicks, the Pacers series, half of our rotation was missing. Josh Hart got hurt. Mitchell Robinson got hurt. OG got hurt. Julius was out. Bogdanovich was out. Like, the Knicks were missing half of their rotation last year. And, shout out to the Pacers. You play the games. You play the opponent that you get dealt with. And, the Pacers won that in 7. But I can understand how it feels to watch your season just kind of go to the wayside because of injuries. And I'm not saying the Knicks would have won the championship last year, because I don't think they would have. And because of that, I feel more for Celtics fans, because I genuinely think the Celtics team, pound for pound, was probably the best basketball team in the NBA. Let's not kid ourselves here. I know the Knicks won 2 games in Boston, but they had to come back from 20-point deficits. I know they probably would have won this game, but I don't think a 3-1 series lead was insurmountable. And I'm saying it with the Knicks hat on. Even if the Knicks, which I definitely 98% chance think they would have won that game, still not comfortable as a Knicks fan going against this Celtics team. That's how good of a team I think this Celtics team is. 3-1 lead, and I'm still uncomfortable as a Knicks fan. 3-1 lead, and the media probably would have still been picking the Celtics. Some media members would have been picking the Celtics. That's how good this Celtics team was. And for Jayson Tatum to go down with what seems to be an Achilles injury like that is heartbreaking. And I feel for Celtics fans. As a Knicks fan, it's not even something I'm celebrating, right? It doesn't make me happy that Tatum's out, right? It does make me happy that in Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, the Knicks are not going to see Jayson Tatum. Now, realistically, of course I know that increases the team's chances of winning the series. Of course I know the Celtics are a better team without Tatum. And of course I want to see my team advance. But it still sucks, just on a human level. If you're a Knicks fan and you're celebrating that Achilles injury, that's not what this is about. It's not what this is about. You could still be happy the Knicks are up 3-1, and if the Knicks win Game 5, be happy. Yes, celebrate, but it sucks to see that happen. It really does. So, if prayers are your thing, prayers out to Jayson Tatum. If they're not, thoughts to Jayson, whatever it is, just wishing Jayson Tatum well wishes. I hope that it's not too serious, and I hope that he can get back on the court as soon as possible. He had a fantastic game, 42 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, probably one of the better games I've seen him play in his career. There's been a lot of talk about Jayson Tatum not having a moment, Jayson Tatum not being the guy, Jaylen Brown winning the Finals MVP, Steve Kerr benching Jayson Tatum in the Olympics. A lot of this was a legacy game for Jayson Tatum, and I think we should remember Jayson Tatum, not for the injury, but the way he showed up tonight for his team. That man is a baller. He can ball. So let's just get that out the way. Now on to things about the game. The Knicks, man, what a second half. What a second half. After a first half where just as a fan, proud of them for taking the punches that they took and punching back. Derek White was absolutely on fire to start the game. Jayson Tatum was on fire. They could have easily folded like they did in Game 3, but they didn't. That is something that this Knicks team did not really show until the Pistons series. Shout out to the Pistons. I think the Pistons prepared the Knicks for this kind of moment because the Pistons team was rough. They were punching the Knicks. They were beating the Knicks up all series. The Knicks had to respond. And I think that Knicks team grew from winning that series. I'm not sure if this Knicks team does what they do now, if not going through what they went through as a team in the Pistons series. This team, could have folded. The weight of the world against them. You got blown out in Game 3. You go in Game 4, and the Celtics take a quick, early, double-digit lead that lasts pretty much the whole first quarter. Come back in the second half. Jalen Brunson absolutely takes over. Mikal Bridges finally finds his rhythm. And this team is so different. Mikal Bridges is able to do what he did in the third and fourth quarter. When he's able to hit his mid-range, when he's comfortable with the basketball, when they're actually involving him in the offense, getting him on the elbow, running plays for him, Tibbs trusting him with the basketball. When Jalen Brunson was out, they didn't lose a step. Jalen Brunson came back in. It was a 3-point game. They didn't lose much. As a matter of fact, they didn't lose anything. I think it was even. And that's all because of Mikal Bridges. I think their defense tightened up. I thought Cat had an awful first half. Just looking completely lost on switches, looking completely lost off the ball. The Celtics got a ton of open threes, and they were hitting them all game. A lot of has been made of, if the Celtics play great, they win. If they play good, they win. If they play okay, they win. Well, you know what? The Celtics played well today. They did, especially in the first half. They had a really good first half. And in the second half, I don't think it was a matter of the Celtics playing bad. I think it was more the fact that the Knicks just played really freaking good. The Knicks have won 2 games this series, but they didn't play good in games 1 or 2 until the fourth quarter, until the third quarter. They haven't put together a solid full game. And today you could argue maybe they didn't do it, but it was definitely a lot closer. When they went down, they punched right back. Every time they went down, they punched right back. And in the third and fourth quarter, the Celtics just didn't have an answer. I thought Jaylen Brown played a very sloppy game today. He did make an effort to go to the hoop more, but I think he was a little careless with basketball. He got bailed out when Josh Hart caught his 5th foul. I thought that was just a sloppy play. I don't think it was a charge. I just think he fell and the ball went out off of him, but, got lucky there. KP's just not the same KP. The Knicks are getting fortunate in that aspect of they're not running picks and pops with KP. He's not a large part of this offense like he was in the regular season and like he was against the Knicks early on in the season as well. KP killed the Knicks this year. I mean, destroyed the Knicks this year. He had a game at the Garden where I think he had 6 or 7 threes, just absolutely torched them. He's been okay, but that's not why you get KP. You don't get KP to be okay. So just really proud of the Knicks' effort in the second half. Jalen Brunson creating shots. And when you have Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby contributing offensively, this was the vision. It's wild because the Knicks haven't been able to fulfill this vision all year consistently. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But they finally are able to do so against a Celtics team that has just been a thorn in their side all season. Bridges finally puts together 4 quarters of solid basketball. Not just a fourth quarter burst. OG Anunoby hitting open shots. Looked like he pulled his hamstring for a little bit, but he's okay. Played solid defense, great defense, steals. Mikal Bridges, fantastic defense. I think Jalen Brunson has been playing good defense as well this series, which has been overlooked, I think. Switching, manning up. He's short, he's small, but he's not letting anyone get by him. And if he does, he's making it difficult. If they're shooting over him, he's making it difficult. He's playing fantastic defense for his size and capabilities. Deuce McBride came in, gave him good minutes. Personally, I'm not against maybe giving DeLon Wright some burn instead of Campaign. Campaign's the type of player, like he can win you a game like he did in Game 1 in the Detroit series. But if he's not hitting the 3, DeLon Wright can affect the game in other ways. He's a very good defensive point guard. He can hit an open 3. I'd be interested to see if Tibbs tries that going forward. But Deuce seems to have his confidence back, which is much needed. Mitch, again, with another really good game off the bench. There was no hack of Mitch today. Tibbs found a way to not make that a factor. Good coaching there by Tibbs. Mitch was aggressive on the boards. And I thought Josh played pretty well as well. So just overall, the best game, in my opinion, the best overall game from the Knicks that we've seen this whole postseason. Not just in this series, but against the Pistons as well. They put together a game that seemed more complete. Even when they went down, I couldn't say that they were playing bad. It was just that the Celtics in the first half were playing like the best team in the world. The Celtics' best is better than the Knicks' best. And I think the Celtics were playing maybe a B+, A- game in the first half. The Knicks were playing their, B- B game. But there's a discrepancy there. But shout out to Tibbs, shout out to the Knicks for doing layup lines at halftime. Just overall, a really, really exciting game, a great game to watch. I'm sure for a casual NBA fan, for a Knicks fan, that was a fantastic game to watch. Jalen Brunson finally having the game that we wanted him to have, and the second half just absolutely taking over. Going into Game 5, it's my head's I'm still kind of processing the Tatum injury. I feel bad. I could see the Celtics winning Game 5. I can. This is still a team that has Jaylen Brown. This is still a team that has Porzingis and White. And there have been times where they sat their stars this year, and they've still not lost a beat. So this is not a bad team. This is not, a team that's just going to roll over and die. These are the world champions. So it actually would not surprise me if the Celtics win Game 5. I don't think this series is over by any means. Anything can happen here. The Celtics are deep. They have scoring. Peyton Pritchard's going to have to take more of a load. Jaylen Brown's got to take more of a load. And, if Porzingis is feeling healthier, it wouldn't surprise me if we see more sets ran for him, if he's involved more in the pick and pop. We'll see how it goes. I know that he's not being guarded by the players that they would like for him to pop or roll against, but you got to get him involved somehow. He just can't be a big guy who's going to offensive rebound, and that's it. So, just looking forward to, finally getting to the Eastern Conference Finals as a Knicks fan. But just, Knicks fans, we've been here before. We have had our heart broken. So I'm trying not to project. I'm trying not to count this as a victory already. It's 3-1. It's the world champs. Tatum looks like he's done, but you never know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who you think is going to win Game 5? What you think of the Tatum injury? What you think of this Knicks team? Are they for real? They are going to go against an Indiana Pacers team or a Cleveland Cavaliers team next round, who, to be honest with you, I don't think they match up well against. But that's a conversation for another day. The Knicks have to win this series first before we even start talking about that. So let me know if you think the Knicks are going to win this series. If the Celtics are done, what you think of that. Kwab was out today. He's not feeling well, so I did this whole solo pod. He'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. We'll get it done. We'll talk draft lottery. Might do something on the T-Wolves Warriors. Have the game paused right now. Going to catch up and watch that. So stay tuned for that. We'll catch you tomorrow for more reactions from the Dime. Peace.